Happy week 6, everybody. U.S. history. So we have, you choose one of the following questions. And I'm going to choose, analyze how the American experience in World War II helped shape the country we live in today. So one thing that I noticed right out of the gate reading it, and I didn't realize this, was that in order to raise money for the war, they instituted the tax kind of procedures that we have now, where your money's, like a paycheck or something's taxed before you get it, and that was to ensure that they would get money. And I didn't realize that all stemmed from World War II. So that's something right now that we still do to this day, and it's the current tax system we have. So that was interesting. Another thing, just kind of reading it, was they started to get into recycling and scrap metal and stuff like that, and you still see that. I want to say like the 90s, the recycling kind of took back off again, and people do it religiously now. I mean, you see the recycling bins and everything else out there to save that stuff and reuse it. And that was a big thing that they started in World War II, was recycling items so they could be used again for the wars, and just various things. And then they had like the bonds. You buy the stamps, and then you fill the stamp book up, then you get a bond. I know bonds are still around today. I don't think they're as commonly used, but I know 80s, 90s, I know for my birthday, my grandma always bought a savings bond, so that was kind of cool. So when I was reading that, it was neat to read that. And then planting their own gardens, and I think recently that's kind of taken back off again. They called them victory gardens back then, but during the war, but now it's just a regular garden for everybody. But I think a lot of people, especially where I live, which is down on the coast, plant their own gardens, and then you have like the vegetable stands that we have a lot of them. I think a lot of people probably learned how to do that more widely during World War II, just because the United States had a big campaign for that. From what I read, they had celebrities endorsing it, and lots of posters, flyers, stuff going out on that. And then obviously getting women into the war was another one that still to this day was helped shape our armed forces. I mean, women are widely in all those branches of our armed forces, and being the first war where they got people in there, or women in there, was definitely helped shape us and get a little more equality and stuff like that in our armed forces. So anyway, those were some of my examples I found. Kind of look forward to hearing what everybody else had to say, see what you guys found. But it was a good read. This is like reading all this stuff kind of during this time. It's interesting to see how much has changed and how little we've changed too. So anyway, I hope everybody has a good week 6, and look forward to hear what everybody has to say. Thanks. Bye.